yet from them. We'll see if they decide to mix it up moving forward, or maybe that was just kind of some mind games messing around with Doomsday Pry and Melk, trying to give them something to think about, knowing that they would be listening to that interview.
Oh, yeah.
But on the other side of things, it's going to be Melk, Trupp, Doomsday playing the Resto Druid, Pry on that side. And Melkern playing the Frost Mage. It's Livin on the Fire Mage, Rind on the Restoration Druid, and Sad Story playing the Shadow Priest.
Yeah. I really like the 3-2-1 pictures, by the way. That's some really cool art. Just saying. Just saying. So you can see Morgan, he is in that invisibility. We also have Pry sitting in stealth. You know, scary thing about RMD is that there's absolutely no one visible on the enemy team. So they can typically get a pretty scary opener. This tournament, they haven't gotten that many great openers, but when they do, the game seems to end almost instantaneously.
And there is that Invis ending. They're going to get the sap out onto him. They're going to be looking for the opener onto Sad Story. Here comes Pry. He's pushing forward, still waiting as there was that Invis coming out from this Sad Story. So able to delay the opener a little bit. Now as a result, they're going to open up on Livin. Livin has to trinket that immediately and get out of there. Rind was put into the deep freeze. Shadow Blades was popped instantly there by Pry on his trinket proc. Not going to get too much, though, from that Shadow Blades, honestly, besides the trinket. Unless they can get something done here onto Sad Story. The Fear does come out, though. Deep Freeze onto Pry. They're going hard onto him. We do see the Iron Bark already up for that. Mokrin was into the Cyclone. Doomston was disarmed there by Sad Story, and they really want to try to get the pressure rolling early on.
Yeah, Trinket was used. Pry still has his available. Doomston has his available as well. Livin taking a little bit of damage. There is a Shroom down, so if they need to pop it, they will be able to. Ring of Frost going down. Looks like Livin's taking so much damage, though, down to about 200,000 HP. Trying to kite away. Temporal Shield is up as well. Iron Bark on him. He's going to blink now as soon as he thought the Rogue was going to be able to catch back up.
That MD was actually so clutch. He got the MD off in the split second before he got cloned. That got Rind out of that ring. That kept Livin alive and kept Rind with his Trinket, who has now popped his Heart of the Wild. He's going to be trying to get that extra healing out here, and it looks like Pry just going to be pulling back. Not going to have his cloak for about 20 more seconds. He did use that, after that first little round of damage came in on him, but here comes the opener on Livin. Once again, Garrote followed by the Cheap Shot. Big damage coming on him. He's going to have to block immediately as Rind is in the Polymorph, and he doesn't feel like giving up his Trinket this early on. So once again, prioritizing the Trinket of Rind over that Ice Block there from Livin. Livin going to be popping the Blazing Speed, trying to get away. Sad was put into the Silence out of that Cheap Shot probably. He was in a sap, did get Sheep. Now they're going to pull back. And so far, things are looking really good for this RMD. Livin without the block. Rind does still have his Trinket. He's getting a little bit more aggressive, though, pushing forward, trying to get some CC out. The big Triple Fear did come out. Pry is taking a lot of damage here. He could be going down. He's going to have to Trinket. The Cloak comes out as well, as Doomsday was silenced up there. So big cooldowns forced out from Pry. We'll see if they can get back to him and capitalize on the fact that he has no Cloak. The Re-Stealth, though, going to come in.
Yeah, you know, Trinket Cloak is always scary to pop, but look at Livin. Livin's taking so much damage right here. Down about half HP, a Life Grip away, down 200k now. He has to pop his Trinket. He has to Ice Block, actually. Wow, that was some very scary bursts coming in from our RMD team. Just incredible pressure coming out. Sad gets put into a half poly. He's going to get out of it now. Fireball being put against this mage. You know, I think it would be pretty important to be able to spell steal the Pyroblast proc, so I'd like to see them clean Livin of all of his buffs.
Yeah, definitely something that can be really annoying to deal with as a Fire Mage, having those stolen, or even, having your palm stolen, something like that can be pretty devastating. Doomston in the Sheep, but Pry just sitting in stealth right now. There's the immediate Blazing Speed, the Garrote, the Cheap Shot comes out, there's the Smoke Bomb going down. Big cooldowns here coming out from Pry. He's trying to finish off Livin. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Livin doing a good job so far. There's the ring onto Rind. He's not able to get out of that, but Livin really didn't take much of any damage, to be honest there. Pry is going to be pulling back once again. He's getting blizzarded on. They don't want to let him have those free re-stealths if they can help it, and he's going to decide to just give up on the re-stealth for now. He's going to run across the map, just trying to kite away there. Maybe going to be able to get a Dispel and get that re-stealth now. And Shadow Blades, as you can see, coming up in 2 seconds. That may be what they're going to try to go for the kill with, as Trix does come up. Livin is probably going to be the target still. He probably does not have another Ice Block, as he has already gone through 2, and I don't think he's had time to get that third back up.
You know, I really feel like they're going to save this opener with the Shadow Blades for when they actually have Dance available. That's what I like to see. You know, it's really just all about the burst. Morgan does put into a counterspell right here. Pry going to open up onto Sad. Sad taking a decent amount of damage right now. He's at about 500k HP. There's a Shadow Blades opener. Dance is up in about 5 seconds. Now our Rogue is going to switch onto Livin. Livin has popped his Alter Time, though, so he's not going to take a lot of damage. The Kidney Shot actually, I believe, or no, it was a Cheap Shot went in right before the Alter Time, so a little bit of a mistake. No re-stealth available for Pry. A little bit unfortunate for him. He's just trying to get away, trying to get that restel. He is going to try and get another big opener because the opener is what is extremely important. Doomson put into a full fear. Morkan at inside of a counterspell at about half HP. He has to ice block, actually. Wow.
I don't know if he actually did have the ice block there, to be honest with you, but he is going to decide to use it. Rind doesn't have the trinket available, but he has no symbiosis ice block. He had to use that in the last exchange. Morkan taking a fair bit of damage here himself, down to about half HP, going to pop the alter time, getting that burst out over onto Sad. Sad down pretty low here, does still have the disperse available. He's low on mana. There's the MCS on a Rind. That's followed up by the blind. Will he decide to trinket it? No, he's going to try to hold on to it as Morkan may go down 60k HP. Doomson needs to top him back off. He's down to 70k once again. Nice offensive clone. Doomson just triggered something. I don't even know what it was.
Silence.
It was a silence, and he gets NS hibernated. What a big play there by Rind, and the clone and the fear come out as well. They're going to be overlapped, but Morkan still sitting so low. Pride doing his best to try to peel with the dance. Will Morkan be going down here? He sat through the full block. There's the MCS over onto Doomson. The water alley is going to be resummoned here. Cenarian ward back up. It looks like he is actually going to survive.
Oh my goodness. Well, he's not out of the woods yet. There is a deep, but you can see Morkan, he is at about 80% HP, trying to kite away. Dragon's Breath does go out onto him. Livin, he is taking a decent amount of damage. He's in the middle of the arena. He's at about half health now. Morkan taking a lot of damage. There's a fear going out onto Pry. There's a counterspell onto Morkan. Pry still sitting inside of that Cyclone. Cyclone goes out onto Doomson. Morkan at about 1/3 HP. Could he possibly go down here? Ring of Frost is down. He's trying to kite away, trying to do as much damage as he can as well. Living at about 80% HP.
Yeah, and he is going to be going with that blazing speed. Living at about half HP. Pry in the deep freeze though. He's down to 100k. He's going to have to trinket. He's going to have to cloak as well. Getting pretty low there is Pry. He's taking a lot of damage, and they are getting pressure back onto them. And Morkan was so close to going down there. Pry has been so close to going down a couple times, and it seems like a little bit of a reinvigorated playing with fire team. They're the ones that seem to be taking the advantages here later in the game. And Morkan now once again going to be the target. Sad though, going to be going into the cheap shot, into the kidney now. Doomson is sheeped up. Pry is into a fear right now. It's actually a triple fear there from Sad Story. What can they get set up with this? It could be trouble for Pry. There's the devouring play coming out on Pry. He's going to have to smoke bomb defensively. Silence onto Doomson, and now comes Pry out of that. He's down to 150k, 100k HP, 90k, 80k. He's trying desperately to get away. There's the clone still on Doomson, and Pry is going to go down. The blind comes out onto Sad Story, but it is too little, too late. And wow, playing with fire, going to take game number 1 there against a team that they were really afraid to go up against.
Yeah, what an intense game, man. I wasn't You can also see the, I believe that's from
like an ostrich or something. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I think it's for
That's dope.
Easter. I think you get it for Easter.
That thing is really cool, dude.
I have it. I know.
You know what's actually the coolest though is the little chicken. The chicken is actually
chicken mount.
Yeah, the chicken mount's really cool.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you could sub that in for your LSD team and win.
There you go, man. So. Pry going to be popping his camo as the invis does expire here for Morkan, and there it does go down. That's going to mean that Livin is going to be the first one out of invis. He's going to have to be the one to be available to be sapped, and this RMD gets the advantage having that kind of double stealth in the AoE team stealth. It allows them to get these openers that are just so devastating sometimes, and now in does come that sap. We are going to see the spectral guys coming out from Sad Story, but it means they're just going to open right up onto Livin. We'll see if the Shadow Blades is going to come down immediately this time around. Not just yet, but Doomson is going to be looking for that clone. He's going to get it over onto Sad Story. We'll see if Rind is going to be CC'd up at all. Sad Story once again put into the cheap shot. The NS clone, or actually just an NS heal, I think does come out there from Rind. Trinket going to be used by Morkan. Rind put into the palm sheep. Pry now going to be sheeped up as well. Livin taking some damage, but it looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, a nice ring, though, actually catching a couple members there. And Rind is going to have a lot of healing to do here on Livin. Cenarian Ward and Ironbark are up there. Sad Story going to be put into the sheep. Doomson and Rind both still have their trinkets available. Livin taking a lot of damage, though. Going to throwing out that Dragon's Breath defensively, trying to get the Frost off, not able to do it. The Ursox actually popped there by Rind. I think that was an accident. Heart of the Wild going to come out from him as well. He's into the deep freeze, still has his trinket. Livin may have to block here though. Very, very low, needs to use that block. He is going to do it. The MCS comes in. Risky play there from Livin. He is going to be able to survive though. Now the Frost shot coming out on a Pry. They're looking to turn things around. Deep freeze comes out. Those Pyros being spammed out. And the Cloak is going to have to be used as Doomson gets put into silence. Pry down at 180k HP. Bash onto Doomson there from Rind. Rind getting aggressive. we see the blind over onto Rind. He's not going to trigger this just yet. Doomson feared off. Pry is looking like he could be the target still. Did catch the Iron Bark. They're going to be popping the Shadow Blades though. They're going to look to try to get a kill early here onto Livin. Can they get back to him? Here comes Pry. Shadow Blade's still active. Rind going to have to trinket. The Heart of the Wild NS does go up with the trinket proc as well. A massive heal, and that is going to trigger Pry to back off.
Yeah, Pry caught inside of that Cyclone now at about 75% HP. He's going to try and go for a re-stealth, but really nice job. He does get rooted. He does get that Fairy Fire on him. I really like it when I see Druids making sure that rogues always have the Fairy Fire debuff. Polymorph goes out onto Doomson. Cyclone goes out onto Morkan. This is not looking good. It is a 3v1 situation, but Pry is doing a great job of just pillaring the whole time. Livin trying to get some damage out onto Morkan now. He's inside of that Deep Freeze. There's a Dragon's Breath going out outside of that. Shadow Dance is being used. Looks like it might be used to peel. Deep Freeze goes out onto Rin. Can they get some offensive pressure going here? Pry in a little bit of trouble. He's still just pillaring the whole time. He doesn't want to take any damage. He does have Iron Bark on himself
too, though, and his cloak is now back up, so he should be out of the woods for now. He's going to be opening up here, looking for the damage onto Sad Story. Sad Story, though, does get the Iron Bark immediately from Rind, who's doing a great job keeping him topped off, and the clone will land onto Pry. Doomson now, he's just going to be trying to heal Pry back up out of that. He's sitting very far back, going to get silenced up, though. We'll see what they're going to go for. They're going to be going through the damage on Pry. The Trinket Cloak has to come out, but Livin may go down here. 70k HP. The Ice Lance is flying in as he gets the Ice Block off there, and Cloak, was used. So was Trinket from Pry. Doomson has his Trinket back, though. That is key. They're going to be looking for the kill on as he gets the Ice Block off there, and Cloak, was used. So was Trinket from Pry. Doomson has his Trinket back, though. That is key. They're going to be looking for the kill on Livin, but equally so, playing with fire, going to be looking to finish off Pry here. And this is a bit of a repeat from game one. We have to remember, both of Livin's blocks forced early in that game as well, but then the RMD started to falter. They lost control of the game. They lost their pressure, and we'll see if it's going to be a repeat of that. But Pry has gotten the re-stealth. Rind with no Trinket. Doomson has his. They're going to be looking to set up on Livin and finish this game off. Now the alter time actually was popped there by Livin, it looks like. Yeah, he's going to alter back, but I'm not really sure what that was for. I think he was anticipating an opener from Pry and trying to pre-alter time it. It's not going to work out, though. The Grow comes in. There's the cheap shot. Rind does pop the Melk, trying to immune something. Smoke Bomb goes down. The Orb comes out. This could be it for Livin. Rind going to have his PvP trinket up just now. He does get cloned up. A nice defensive Dragon's Breath there from Livin. He's going to Blazing Speed away, and he really was not actually in nearly as much trouble as I thought. With Orb out, Smoke Bomb out, you would have thought more damage would come.
Yeah, and Dance. That was just a lot of cooldowns, but they didn't get almost anything at all. So it's a rough situation for our RMD at this point, especially because Mokran is taking so much damage. He did have a Shadow Priest Silence on him, trying to pillar with Pry right now, going for the re-stealth. Ring of Frost is down. The Blizzard is going to stop Pry from... No, he did manage to get the re-stealth. Wow, good jukes right there. Morkan gets caught inside of that Dragon's Breath. Tricks the trade up on him. Deep Freeze goes out onto Rin. They're trying to get some burst pressure going out onto Livin right here. He is doing a great job of kiting away. Frostfire Bolt catches him, though. That's going to snare him. It's going to make it easier for our Rogue of Pry to catch back up to him. He's running at him right now. He manages to connect. How much damage can he do? Temporal Shield does go out. He's going to get Life Gripped away. Rin caught inside of that Cyclone, but the Life Grip is going to mean the Cyclone will not stop any of the healing at all. They won't really need it.
The next Dance could be pretty frightening, though, but, I mean, they do have all their trinkets, but Blades is back up, Dance is back up as well now. He gets the re-stealth. We'll see what they're going to go for. They're on to Livin. Morkan taking a lot of pressure, though. There's a Hibernate as well as a Fear that was over onto Doomson. Morkan is actually going to have to be forced into the Ice Block. Livin going to be caught onto, though. He's in the kidney shot, taking a lot of damage. May actually go down. The block going to be forced out, tit for tat, going back and forth with these cooldowns. Doomson going to be the one getting the advantage between the two Druids now, but Morkan may go down. It may not even matter. He was too busy getting the clone, and they were separated, and Doomson was across the map CCing Rind, but his mage is going to fall as a result, and they're calling for it. One more game. They are pumped up, man, and a little bit of whiff on the high five, but it's okay. They made up for it.
We've all done it. We've all whiffed high fives. And now team, our fire play.
Yeah, I mean, we can't count out this RMD just yet. If they can stay focused, if they can stay together as a team, I still think they have the chance to win this. And especially because they already took down one of these comps, and they know they have the ability to take down another. They just need to stay together, to get their strategy down, to get their coordination down, and we'll see if they're going to be able to do it. Same opener coming out once again, just kind of stealthing around in that camo. Now going to be moving in, looking for that sap. We'll see if he's going to be able to get it. The sap not able to come out just yet, as Livin is able to get in combat right away. And now who are they going to open up on? Livin looks like he wants to get aggressive right off the bat. He's going to go for a sheep. He's not able to get it just yet. Livin going to be MCS. There's a blind onto Rin. Cheap shot onto Sad Story. And they're going to be going over onto him. Morkan taking more damage though than Sad Story, honestly, at this point. He's getting pushed back by Livin. The two mages exchanging blows. Livin dips down barely to about 200k, getting healed right back up though by Rin. Not really in too much danger as the silence comes in on Doomsday. Pry gonna be forced back, could be in a little bit of trouble, does vanish out, catches the Iron Bark as well there, and Doomsday should be able to heal him back up as he does open up on a Sad Story. There's the deep into the ring onto Rin. He's gonna be stuck through that, does not want to use his trinket. Sad Story though not taking too much damage, and it's interesting, they are going back to the Shadow Priest. You know, that's a Sad Story expected, but Livin has been the target mostly for the RMD this series.
Yeah, you are correct. Probably caught inside that Cyclone coming out of it now. Morgan taking a little bit of damage. He does have some hot tip on himself. Full Incanter's Ward if he wants to start doing some damage here, though. Looks like they may be going for it. Probably gets caught inside that fear, though. He does manage to get out of it. The dots were taking pretty hard onto him. He is at half health now. I really like how he always tends to pop evasion whenever the Shadow Fiend's on him. You know, you might not think you have to use evasion against casters, but it really does help. Big burst going in onto Mogren right now. Doomsday caught inside of a full Shadow Priest silence. Mogren actually has to pop a PvP trinket. He's just trying to get away from all the damage coming into him. Uses his mana shield. It's going to absorb a little bit of damage. Also, it's going to give him a damage bonus. There's a cycle going out onto him, though.
Yep, and we do see Doomsday put into the bash. They're going to be looking for some CC out of this. He's going to actually be sheeped up. No trinket available for him. And once again, this RMD on the back foot. But this time, they're on the back foot so early in the game. I mean, there's no cloak available. There's no trinket on Doomsday. This could be it for Pry right here. And I think it may well be. Doomsday is CC'd up. We'll see if he's going to be followed up on. There's another sheep. And Pry, I think he's going to be going down. Doomsday does use a Symbiosis block. He's going to be able to get a big Shroom crit there. Oh, but that is really the end of their cooldowns for now. He needs to run and get out of there. 10 seconds left on his cloak, so it does cost them a Symbiosis Ice Block, but they do stay alive.
Yeah, and Symbiosis Ice Block is such a big cooldown. They don't have that available for much longer, for any longer, for a long period of time. Livin, he does get some Fire Blast proc. He's going to be doing a lot of damage here. Ring get caught in full Deep Freeze. Woker caught in full Counterspell. Lots of pressure going in onto Sad Story right now. He's trying to run away. He does use Disperse. It's going to get cycloned off. Yeah. I love that.
Instantly cloned as he does pop that Disperse there by Doomsday. So great job from him. Rin going to be cloned up as well. Sad Story in a lot of trouble. He may go down. Rin does not have his trinket. He gets recloned on that. Can they get any more CC out? Prey is going to be sheeped off. Doomsday about 10-15 more seconds and he will have that trinket back up. Pry going to be put into the Deep Freeze. Doomsday trying to get out of there. He does melt. He tries to immune the fear. He's not able to do it though. He's going to be feared out of the Shadow Melt. Sad Story going to be put into the Kidney Shot. Deep Freeze over onto Rin. Pry still the one taking damage as Doomsday caught into the sheep, but it's actually accidentally pyroed there by Livin, allowing him to get out of it, allowing him to keep his team alive. A pretty costly mistake there from Livin as Pry is going to get the re-stealth. They're going to be opening back up on a Sad Story who will not have his Disperse for a fair bit of time.
Yeah, Pry still hasn't been able to be topped, man, and that's really scary for him. Blind goes out onto Rin. They're trying to get the kill onto Sad Story right now. It did manage to break, though. Pry gets feared. He's going to get out of it. There's a Cyclone going out onto Mokrin. He doesn't have a trinket available. He just trinketed something else. Now Pry is going for another re-stealth, and it seems like they just keep going for openers.
Yeah, but it was the Symbiosis Ice Block to get out of that blind, which is pretty costly, but look at Mokrin going to be forced into the block immediately as that burst is coming out so heavily onto him. Doomsday is going to be having his trinket once again here. He's going to get disarmed, though, into the sheep. Rin put into the Deep Freeze. Nothing to follow up on that. Mokrin still could be in some trouble here. We do see that the trinket came out from Doomsday. Heart of the Wild is active on him as well. He's going to throw the clone out onto Sad Story, trying to deny that fear. But Mokrin is put into the Frostjaw. He's taking some damage here. Iron Bark goes up. Needs to get those hots back onto him. We do see Stampeding Roar pop there from Doomsday. They want to kite out of there. They want to recover. Look for that opener once again on Sad Story. Sad Story going to be the target here. Disperse not up for 15 more seconds. Can they capitalize? Doomsday has the NS active.
Be able to come back from 0-2. I hope they do it. I really hope they do.
So I mean, that would be sick. And we haven't even had a 5-game series yet. So
yeah.
As long as the players aren't having any issues and the issues were just on our end, everything seems to be smoothed out now. So hopefully we can get this next game going for you guys pretty quickly.
So I'm excited. Cable.
I'm excited to see exactly. So once again, we are here into Runes Lordaeron. Hopefully not going to be any more issues. Playing with fire, still having that 2-1 lead there at match point here against Melk. And it is going to be the Fire Mage, Shadow Priest, and a Restoration Druid for playing with fire. They're going up against a Frost Mage, Restoration Druid, and that Subtlety Rogue for Melk.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it, guys. This could very well be the last game. My prediction is it will be. Isaac, you think it could go to a Game 5?
Yeah, I'm cheering for the Game 5. We haven't had any so far.
I want it
and
too.
what better way to end a tournament than having that, that final series be the closest one of all? I would love to see that. Pride, Doomson, and Morkren would love to see that as well, but I'm sure that Playing with Fire, wants to cut that Cinderella story short. They want to close things out here and punch their ticket, man. They want to be the ones getting that invite to BlizzCon.
No one's going to be lacing their shoes today. Only glass slippers, boys.
All right, so
I do like the positioning, by the way, of our Shatterplay team. They're staying in the room and they're blizzarding outside. That's going to mean that our rogue can't get in there for the sap. And I like this choice.
I mean, he will be able to run through that with Subterfuge, but it will pop him into combat.
Yeah.
As long as they share combat off of the mage, as long as they buff and heal to get combat from him, they're going to be able to get that. Rind is spending a lot of mana actually pre-hotting here. We'll see how this RMD is going to want to try to do this. But I mean, look at the setup they have. They have Mindseer coming out from the Shadow Priest onto the mage. They have Blizzard being spammed at the entrance. So they're basically just sitting there knowing that it's almost impossible to get in there. All of them are getting to combat, basically for sure. They could get an opener in there, but Pride charging in is kind of an awkward position, and you can see them sitting back. My guess is that Melk Trupp is talking about this. Like, do we really want to open? Because at the same time, I mean, Playing with Fire might literally be willing to just sit back in there for 10 minutes and wait for dampening.
Yeah, it's a really tense situation. This is the calm before the storm.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen that Playing with Fire is traditionally the team that is having more success as it gets into dampening. So, I mean, if I'm them, if I think this is going to give me an advantage, literally just sitting in there for 10, 15 minutes, why not?
Well, this is why you picked the map, dude.
Yeah.
This is why they didn't pick Blades Edge Arena.
Yeah, well, it's the room, dude.
It's the only reason.
So, I mean, at what point, if you're Melk Trupp, at what point do you actually go in there? And I mean, do you just get bored or frustrated? And now they actually are. Wow, Blazing Speed, he's going for a stealth here. He's going to get sapped on that, though. They could open. Oh, he's actually going to trinket, and he will get re-sapped on his trinket. Beautiful play there from Pride, and a great start here from this team. The Deep Freeze is going to come out. The Life Grip is actually going to get bugged, it looks like. The Life Grip was used there by Sad Story, but it didn't do anything. And now Sad Story is going to be swapped over onto Rind. There's a smoke bomb coming down. That's a trinket. He's going to get cheap shot again on his trinket, and he is in some trouble, perhaps. Rind does have the Heart of the Wild active, though, and Pride will just pull back. So a nice start there from Melk Trupp, and Playing with Fire, that's what they were waiting for. They didn't want to turtle forever. They were just waiting for the stealths here. Sad Story going to be the target once again here. We'll see if that's going to come into play. The clone coming out on Livin. Deep Freeze over onto Rin. Sheep going to follow up on that. It's a 3v1. The Cloak Dance is going to come out here from Pride. He's trying to get back over onto Sad Story. The Kidney Shot does come in. It's going to sit full. Rin now getting out of that Sheep. Do they have any more CC for him? Doesn't look like it. The NS heal comes in, or that may have been the Shroom, but Doomson now getting put into a full poly. Morkren is the one under pressure here. He's down to about half HP. Doomson still is stuck into that CC. Silence going to be following it up. Morkren doing a good job kiting, though, avoiding most of the damage. It looks like he's going to be okay, and Doomson hangs on to the PvP trinket.
Yeah, he's not entirely out of the woods yet. There's a Dragon's Breath going off. There's a Fear onto Doomson. It was triple CC. Rin gets caught inside of a Deep Freeze. Morkren caught inside of a Blanket Counterspell. He gets tricked to the trade. This could be the time when they're going for the burst. He's going to trinket that cycle, and this is definitely when they're trying to get some damage off. He's got the palm up. It got spell stolen. Wow.
Oh, man,
really nice job by Livin.
Yeah, Morkren tries to go for the Palm Sheep onto Rin. It gets spell stolen off. Rin hangs onto his trinket. Doomson put into a Sheep, and Morkren could be the one having to block first here. He's in some trouble. He's going to get impacted up. There is the Ice Block. Now Doomson into the Fear. This could be the never-ending CC chain that ends the hopes here of Melk Trupp of getting that invite. Now the clone comes out. We'll see how long it's going to last. Morkren going to have some work to do. He's trying to kite back. They're trying to turn the pressure around onto Sad Story. We'll see if they're going to be able to do it. The Dragon's Breath comes in onto Morkren. Sad Story down to about half HP. The clone and the Sheep going to be overlapped onto Rind. He's sitting through it. The Disperse has to come out. Once again, Rind prioritizing his trinket above that of his equivalents of his teammates, but the trinket has to come out now. Nice offensive clone on a Sad Story. MCS on a Rind. This could be it for Sad Story. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Pride trying to get over there. He's going to get feared out of stealth, though. That is a nice play there from Sad Story. That's going to keep himself alive. But Rind now, no trinket. Sad Story, no Disperse. If they can get the CC set up, they could get the kill. And now, an NS Hibernate over onto Doomson. Morkren could be in trouble. He's going to get the blink, though, on the Deep Freeze. No silence, nothing able to come in. DR Sheep now landing onto Doomson. Pride looks like he's the target. Clone to follow that up as well onto Doomson. Morkern going to be taking some damage. It looks like they're still trying to get that CC onto Rin. Can they get the sheep? No, he's going to fake the CS, but that is going to give enough time for Rin to get out of that deep freeze and avoid the poly.
Yeah, Pride does open up on a sad story though from a Garrote into a Kidney. He does have Bark Scan on him, or Iron Bark, living caught inside of a full Cyclone. Rin needs to try to keep him top. Doomson caught inside of that full silence right there. As you can see, Pride is just trying to get another restealth, and that's really just all he's doing. Dragon's Breath does go off onto both DPS from our team Melk Trupp. Doomson, full mana, trying to keep his team entirely top. There's a deep freeze going out onto Morkern, but look at Sad Story. He's caught inside that full Kidney. Livin taking a little bit of damage as well.
On the Shadow Dance. You know, Rin going to be able to get behind Pride, bashes him on his Dance Trinket, and he's going to be able to clone off of that, completely shutting down the Dance. But Morkern in some trouble. Doomson caught in the fear. He wants to sit through it. Morkern trying to stay alive. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Sad Story still the target here. He has no PvP Trinket. Rin going to have his in about 30 seconds. We'll see if it's going to be up in time, though, as Sad Story still is going to have no disperse for another 30 seconds. That's the window of opportunity for this RMD. They need to get a kill in the next 30 seconds. We'll see if they're going to be able to do it. Morkern taking some damage. He's down to about half. MCS over onto Rin. Morkern going to get MCS as well. Sad Story still not taking too much damage. Pry starting to rot down to about half HP. Doomson has his Trinket once again available, and he's going to need to hold on to that as long as he possibly can, as Pry is taking a lot of damage. There's the silence coming out. Deep Freeze goes down as well. Pry may need to Trinket this. He's trying to sit through it. Looks like he's going to be able to, as Sad Story was locked down. Now the Deep Freeze comes out onto Rin. Pry still sitting about half HP. Deep Freeze still onto Rin. Will expire. No poly able to come out. Doomson going to be sheep. He has to Trinket that. Wasn't able to shift it. And now the Smoke Bomb goes down on a Sad Story. Could they get the kill here? Shadow Blades is up in a minute, but they may not even matter. The Tricks of the Trade goes down. They're still chasing after him. The Blind is going to come out. That will be immediately trinketed, so they get the Trinket out of Rin. He's going to be disorienting Roar, though. Can the clone come out? It doesn't look like it. The Roar seemed to have been broken by something. Doomson put into the fear. Pry going to have to Trinket immediately. Has no cloak for 40 seconds. He used it offensively with his last dance. That could cost him his life. He's down to 150k. He gets the cheap shot off. He's trying to run away. Livin going to get MCS. He trinkets the sheep. He blocks offensively. Pry is going to go down, and that is going to be that. Playing with Fire is going to secure their ticket to BlizzCon. They are pumped up. Look how excited they are. A 3-1 victory for Rin, Livin, and Sad Story. What a way to do it, man. They are so excited. They're going up against what they thought was some of their toughest opponents here in this final game, and they're just so excited. And rightfully so. Congratulations to Playing with Fire. They are going to be the third and final invitees to BlizzCon. And you can see Melk Trupp coming over, shaking their hands. Good sports there. It's not always easy to do on the back of a disappointing loss like that, but yeah.